How to hold Putin accountable. I have just returned from London, where legal officials are contemplating how to bring Russian President Vladimir Putin, who is facing legal challenges from around the world, to justice. In March, the International Court of Justice, ICC, issued a warning to Putin for waging war for Russia against the illegal deportation and transfer of children from Ukraine. London-based legal expert Philippe Sands, who has written on the history of genocide and crimes against humanity, urged the international community not to leave the Nuremberg era in Putin's lawsuit. Past. The Nazis went to court. The leaders were tried and convicted of war crimes by an international military tribunal. In his brilliant book, East-West Street, The Origins of Genocide and Crimes Against Humanity, Sands separates crimes against humanity as killing people as part of a systematic program, just as Putin did in Ukraine, genocide, making the definition made to the Jews during World War II. Sands argues that the difference is mainly in the intent to destroy the group in the event of genocide. Last March, the Nuremberg-based International Criminal Court began investigating Russian crimes. The prosecution said it will begin work as soon as possible to determine whether Ukraine has committed war crimes and crimes against humanity. In addition to the ICC investigation, proceedings are continuing at the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg and at the International Court of Justice in The Hague. The investigation is ongoing, but there is no medical report yet because there is no decision. Sands argues that the Permanent Court of International Justice does not have enough power to try Putin. The constant bombing and killing of civilians and the illegal migration of children from Ukraine to Russia are evident. However, proving war and crimes against humanity takes time, and the process of collecting evidence itself can be difficult. There are still legal problems of judicial review. No international court has the authority to prosecute a terrorist crime. That is why, according to him, the time has come for a new international conference. Sands' supporters immediately charged Putin with terrorism, war, crimes against humanity and murder, one of the 4 international crimes stemming from the Nuremberg trials. The top British lawyer, Lord David Hannay, opposed Sands in the prosecution, arguing that Nuremberg was a wrong model. It has been noted that the Nuremberg trials took place after the Allies conquered the Nazis, whose leaders were imprisoned or killed. Today Ukraine is still invincible, and Putin lives safely in Russia and is unlikely to travel abroad for the foreseeable future. It is better to ensure that Russia's aggression fails militarily, politically, and economically. There is also a new option. Ukrainian senior lawyer Andrei Kostin talked about Russia's relationship with Ukraine at the London Law Forum, according to UK legal counsel Joshua Rosenberg. The occupation is not just a war in Ukraine, it is an international war that puts international peace and security at risk. He announced that an ad hoc international tribunal would be established in The Hague to respond to Russia's terrorist acts. Russian. For Lubham Fayaj Ua Lubham Fayaj Rao Wiva Kev Uates Hom Kai Tsis Tuaj Yim Dim Kevnkaj and Sees Hov Kev Nabzib. No one can and should not obey the law, he added. These are the problems. Kostin noted that no one wanted to see Serbian leaders Slobodan Milosevic and Radovan Karadzic in court, but it happened. The ball now lands on the international court. Violent crime is very real. Blaming Putin for his crimes will not only hold the Russian president accountable under international law, it will also weaken other leaders. In London, the brainchild is that this was Hitler in 1939. At the conference, Costin thanked the UK for its continuous and sustained support. This support was supported by the USA. Has just sent a bomb to the Ukrainians. So far, the US has bilateral support for Ukraine. Time will tell whether this will continue after the 2024 elections.